Hello friends, and welcome to Escaping the Mouse with your host, me, Breck Roll. Alright, we're going to do another segment of Bites and Nibbles with Breck today. I found a really kind of interesting recipe for beef stroganoff in the Instant Pot. And I love beef stroganoff. In fact, I think I might have even done a beef stroganoff recipe in the past. But this is going to be another one. It's going to be a little different take on it, and let's see how it turns out. Now, as often is the case with my Instant Pot, because I have the largest one that you can get, I'm actually going to double this recipe because, like I said, the ingredients sound really good and it's really kind of hard to go wrong with a beef stroganoff, right? So here are our ingredients. I have an onion, some garlic, I'm going to be using some bow tie pasta, some beef broth, flour, ground beef of course, sour cream, some cream of mushroom soup, and salt and pepper to taste. Alright, so I've done a little bit of prep work before I started rolling camera. I diced up an onion and about 2 cloves of garlic. It says about 2 teaspoons. I wanted a little bit more, so I went with a couple of cloves. And now I've got my ground beef ready to go. I'm going to come over to my Instant Pot. I'm going to press the saute button, and we're going to saute the ground beef, the onions, and the garlic until the ground beef is nice and brown. Alright, this is about ready to go. Now I intentionally went with really lean beef on this, so there isn't a whole lot of fat, but the recipe says once you kind of got everything cooked up and ready to go, to drain off the fat if there is any. So I'm going to do that, and I'm also going to move the camera a little away from the food so we don't fog up the lenses again. That's bad vlogging technique. But that looks pretty good. So I'm going to take it off the heat and we're going to drain off the fat and then we'll put it back in here. Alright, so we've drained off the fat, and as I suspected there wasn't a whole lot. That's what you end up with kind of lean beef. What I'm going to do now is I've got about 2 tablespoons of flour. I'm just going to kind of mix that in there. That's just going to thicken everything up a little bit when we start mixing everything together. And then once I get that all mixed in, I am going to stir in my beef broth, my cream of mushroom soup, and my salt and pepper. Almost there. And I'm fogging up the camera again. Alright, that's pretty good. Let's go get the beef broth, the mushroom soup, and the salt and pepper. So what I got here is 6 cups of beef broth. Like I said, I'm doubling my recipe, so it's 2 times everything. Normally it'd be 3, but it's 6 now. And it's 2 cans of Campbell's mushroom soup. So I'm just going to kind of mix that all in here. I'm kind of balancing it with one hand, so let's hope this doesn't go horribly bad. Nope, looks like we survived that one. And then I also have 2 teaspoons of salt and about half a teaspoon of pepper. I actually put a little bit more pepper in mine because, hey, I like pepper. Can't go wrong with that, right? But if you want to just do it according to the recipe, it's half a teaspoon for my doubling of the recipe. And I'm just going to kind of mix it all together. And that's starting to look okay, right? Alright, now we're going to put the lid on the Instant Pot, close it down, lock it up, and we are going to go into pressure cook mode. We're going to set the timer for 8 minutes. Make sure the pressure's on high. It is. It's controlled here. Keep it on high. And we're going to let it cook for 8 minutes, and then when the timer goes off, we're going to let it slow release for 5 minutes. So I'll catch up with you in about 8 minutes. Alright, the timer just hit 0. Like I said, we're going to let this thing naturally vent for about 5 minutes and then we'll quick release the rest. Alright, about 5 minutes have passed and we're going to quick release the rest of the pressure. And when the little button drops, the pressure has been safely released. I used to call it the little pink button, but it's been used so much that I think we've burned off all the pink, but that's okay. Now we're just going to remove the lid, and as I mentioned before, kind of keep yourself away from the top of it, because there's going to be a lot of condensation that's going to come out of this thing when you open it up. And kind of keep the lid over the pot too, so that anything on the underside ends up back in the pot. Alright, got in here with a spoon, stirred it up. It's starting to look pretty good, but not ready yet. We got one more ingredient to add. And that ingredient is our sour cream. We're going to just pour the whole cup in there. This works better if you have two hands. Give me a second. I'm going to get a rubber scraper and scrape all that out, and then we'll catch up with you here. Alright, that looks a little bit better. Sometimes you need three hands to be a vlogger. And I'm just going to mix that all together. Stir it in. That's going to give it its real creamy finish at the end. It looks and smells really good. But I'm still fogging up my camera a little bit here. Yeah, that looks yummy. I can't wait to try this. Come on, YouTube, it's the 21st century. We need smell-o-vision. Alright, it's taste test time. I'm looking forward to this because it smelled really good, and if it tastes half as good as it smelled, this is going to be really good. Yeah, really, really good. Really impressed with the flavor. It's got good beef flavor. You know, it's good. It's got good creaminess, which is good on a beef stroganoff. The pasta is good. I wasn't sure if the bow tie pasta was going to be the way to go, but it turned out really well. Got good flavor, enough tanginess to taste good, but without being overpowering. You know, sometimes you overdo some of the ingredients. It can be a little overpowering and a little too much for you. But this is really a good choice. I recommend this one. Give it a shot if you got a chance. I'll put the recipe down in the description below, and you can try this one out yourself. Let me know what you think. In the meantime, I think that's all that I have for this video. Thank you as always for watching, and I'll see you next time on Escaping the Mouse. Bon appetit.